What's up, Oscar here again. We're back with another video. You saw the thumbnail, read the title, know what you're in for, so let's get right into this. Today we're making an ethereal clans casino type of beat here. It's gonna be fun to show y'all how you can turn almost anything into that type of vibe. You guys already saw in the preview, but I'm gonna show you how the original sample sounds before I chopped it that way. This is how the OG sample sounds. As you can see, completely different of what the final product is and how it sounds. And I'm gonna show y'all how to flip basically anything into that. Before, obviously, we need something to go off of so we can flip into that ethereal, dreamy style. And this is the original sample. It started with my friend Iman. He sent me this starter here. Added some bass. I'm gonna go really quickly through this sample because it's not the object of our video today. Some more serum for these plucky things. A couple more serum stacks here. A couple vocal chops. I can never go wrong with vocal chops. And this is basically the entire sample. It sounds okay. It doesn't sound crazy. I think that's why I chopped it up, because it's fine, but not something special. I had this sample. After I finished this, I just resampled it, and you can do this by selecting the area that you want to resample. Going to the mixer, click this little arm button here on the master, and then Option R or Alt R on Windows, and then you can resample. Then it gave me this thing here, which is the recording of my entire sample. And it's cool to resample stuff if you want to, like, let's say you want to change the pitch of this, right? So let's say you want to go 4 semitones up or down, or if you want to reverse it. A lot of my samples, I make them this way. I make a sample first, a loop first, and then I resample it and change the pitch, reverse it, or chop it up, or do something like that. But this, I don't know exactly what kind of got me that idea. I think it's the synthy, like really synthetic kind of sounds from Serum. I thought it would be cool to kind of flip it in that kind of way. So what I did is that I right click here, and then you can just open in Fruity Slicer. I prefer to use Fruity Slicer. I used both SliceX and Granulizer a little bit. I'm not really familiar with Granulizer. I know that a lot of people use it. I need to look more into it. And Fruity SliceX is really good. It's too complex for what I'm trying to do. I could use it, but Fruity Slicer is just perfect for what I need. After you do that, it's gonna open a new instance of Fruity Slicer here with our sample, and it's going to like automatically chop it. But since I resampled my own sample, I know that it's perfectly in time. You can put the BPM here so it matches. I changed the chopping to beat, or if it's too big, you can do like half beat. But I think I did beat. And after you do this, this is basically all you need to do. And after you have that, all you need to do is go through these chops. And I remember this one specifically, it took me a while to come up with these chops and this pattern. You know, it's just how it is. For me, it took some time. You just go through these chops until you find something that sounds cool. And this is what I found, you know, this is what I came up with. Sounds so cool. Like I said, it took me a while to come up with these chops. I went through like, this is literally what I did, right? So I'm trying to find a vocal chop. I know it says 74. I just selected shifts and the arrow keys to go up and down, and I just do this until I find something that I like. And then when I find something that I like, I go through the next pattern, right? I know I want to have this like dung 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 dung, and each note hitting for, you know, one bar into the next one. And then you can sprinkle a little bit of these like variations, like right here. It's really good for the transition, but this is basically it. For this slicer, which is a simple slicer, and this is all I need. You can mess around with the attack and the decay. It's a taste kind of thing. Sometimes if you leave the attack the way it is, it's just too choppy, you know, it's too aggressive. So I just pull it up a little bit, and you can also mess with the pitch. So I pulled this up like 3 semitones. You can do like 4. And this is almost all you need to do. Find a cool parent to go with it, and you can throw, like I said, you can turn almost anything into this style, you know. If you have a cool material to begin with, like this sample here, it's cool. It's not great. It's an okay sample, but it's good enough of a material for us to come up with this chopping pattern. After that, I just use this sub bass sound and draw the bass line. And for the mixing, I think this is a big part of, you know, how this type of sample and type of beat sounds is the mixing. So I just put this on the mixer track, and all I'm doing is using the Fruity Parametric EQ2 to cut down the lows. Using Valhalla Supermassive. For these type of beats, I've been messing around with different kinds of reverbs and delays. A really good one that you're gonna see people using all the time for this type of vibe is the Fruity Convolver. It has this really cool blur white and blur pink presets, but I've been using Valhalla Supermassive. It's a free plugin by Valhalla. I'm gonna link it in the description. I'm not really familiar with this plugin, I'm gonna be honest. I just go through the presets until I find something that I like, and I just mess with the mix and mostly the EQ and the feedback. And then we have the sample. Perfect. So we have the beat here. It's such a simple beat. I'm gonna show y'all. First things first, Fruity Love Filter, just for the intro, so it sounds, you know, a little bit different. Since this type of beat, it's really repetitive. You have this 8 bars of loop, basically, that loops throughout the entire song. Using filters like the Love Filter, like Parametric EQ, or other type of filters, just helps to add a little bit of variations on different parts and to accentuate different parts, like the intro here. To accentuate that a little bit more, I use the same bass sound that we have. I'm just changing the rhythm so it doesn't hit on the downbeat. Let me show y'all the actual drums. These songs are so good, bro. I'm gonna link it in the description. This is the Drake Key. I'm pretty sure it's the 2023 stash that he has. He has some really good sounds. I've been using a ton of the Drake Key drum sounds recently. I don't know exactly what to say here. Just go with your gut. It's a simple beat, you know. It's not something that you've never heard before. Simple hi-hat pattern. I don't know, man. Literally just go with your gut. Like, go with your ears. One thing that I like to do, and I do it on both of my beats and my samples, is switching the bass. So we have two different types of 808s here. A more like Zay 808 kind of sound, you know, like a fat 808 kind of sound, and then it drops into this almost sound like a CTM, you know, kind of 808. And since this one doesn't have like this really big like transient, I added a kick on top. It's just a simple rack kick. It's following the bass notes that we have on the original loop. And from the rest of the drums, I don't like to break out drums sound by sound because I don't make the drum sounds sound by sound. I do it on the channel rack here on FL Studio. So I split the tracks, but the way I have it here is that I have all of my drum tracks on one single pattern, and then it's just so easy to left click and right click and put drums down and remove drums until you find a cool pattern like this one. I think the biggest thing is just using good sounds. A ton of beats, they sound trash, not because of the actual patterns, but just the actual drum sounds. So find some good drum sounds. There's a ton of free drum kits on YouTube. Literally, just find some good drum sounds and you're good to go, bro. I resampled the drums and did a similar thing, here. Filtering the drums on the intro using Love Filter and Valhalla Room. And this is the beat. This is everything. Thank you so much for watching this video. Leave a like and subscribe for more. Follow me on Instagram. This is where I post all of my updates and everything. You can access outofIdeas.co. All my packs are available there. I see you on the next one. Peace.